Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to explore the most important knife you will ever own. The woodsmen of yester-century knew that a knife was for cutting things. It's only been in the last several decades that beating your knife through chunks of wood has become a popular idea. That's what an axe is for example, or perhaps, a Bowie knife even. But and then a saw. But a small knife that you use for cutting things is for just that. That idea has been reincarnated in the EDC in some sense, I think. Everyday carry knife, because it's on your person every day and you use it for cutting things. But a typical woodsman's kit would include a hatchet or axe of some kind, depending on where you were and what you were doing, potentially a saw, and then a sheath knife, whether it's sort of a drop point Kephart style or maybe a Nessmuck with a more sweeping blade, some kind of sheath knife, and then a smaller pocket knife. Now, these three tools, perhaps four with the saw, which wasn't as common back in the day, those tools allowed you to do a range of tasks and do them relatively well. One of the inherent problems with trying to make one tool do everything is that it typically doesn't do anything well. And so today we're going to focus on the EDC knife in this present incarnation, as it were. It's a small knife that's kept on your person and, quite frankly, used probably more than any other edge tool you will own. Of course, the pocket knife is the most traditional and popular version of the EDC. Today we're going to be making a sturdier and, in my opinion, even more appealing version. We have our first EDC blade about half finished. It's a sort of a sheep's foot or Wharncliffe style blade, and now it's time to start on another one. This is going to be a little more traditional, maybe sort of Northern European, Finnish, Nordic, something like that. We'll finish drawing out the tang on the Wharncliffe and work these two blades back and forth on the anvil. there are as many different designs of knives as there are knife makers and users, but these are just a couple that I wanted to forge today. Both of them, though, do have tapered tangs to minimize the weight. And now that we've cleaned up the profiles, they are ready for normalizing and thermocycling, and then we can proceed from there. Well, there you have it, guys. We've got a couple of neat little knives in 52100 high carbon steel. I really like this steel. But forged blades, we've got a little bit of a tapered tang on each of them. Some distal taper. Razor sharp. And these are great little blades. Obviously, they're very different styles. This one's going to lend itself perhaps more towards wilderness or bushcraft tasks, even some carving. And the size is such that you can do, probably 75–80% of what you're going to do with a knife out in the woods, taking care of tasks. This one here is very versatile. This would make a great field dressing blade, or just a general EDC, and it's also razor sharp. Neat elk antler scales with the peened brass pins on it. So both of them are great little blades. Well, did we do it? Did we forge the perfect EDC? I think the answer is yes and no, because the answer to that question, what is the perfect EDC knife, is going to depend almost solely on the individual. Somebody is going to choose this one over this one, or vice versa, or neither. Perhaps a different design or style is going to suit their fancy and their application better. And that's kind of what it's all about. So once you've covered some basic functionality and steel, things like that, it really comes down to the individual's choice. So I enjoy the process. I enjoy the fact that these blades are going to go to people that are going to be able to use and enjoy them for a long time to come, and to me that's worth something. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you on the next video.